What's up? It's your boy Karceno here, and let's talk about it. Now, recently, I don't know what Karceno uncut number we on. I want to say 34, maybe 35. I have no idea right now. But let's go into this one. Listen, because of the recent activities with the Duane Martin, and Gina Martin, how they filed for bankruptcy, and they put all their business out in the social media world. I wonder why they never do that with anybody else of color or non-color. Always black folks. Whenever black folks go broke, they celebrities, it's always front page news. But when they doing good, you don't hear from them, you know. So they show all the finances, and I didn't want to go out and publicize and bash them because of that. And leads to the misconception of people who believe that because you're on television, you're rich. You made it. You got more money than them, so you're rich. You're on TV. And Duane Martin had a lot of businesses that didn't work out, such as things in life. You know, other people, I'm hearing them talking about, oh, she chose the wrong Martin. You know, so it's a lot of crazy stuff going on, but they don't feed into the tabloid life. They never have. They've been just a basic couple that work. And just because you see people on television, don't mean that they're celebrities. They're actors, which means it's a job. You get paid, you get a check. Believe it or not, I make more money than some actors. You know, there's 144 registered actors in just California. 144,000. Only about like 20,000 have jobs. So what's happening with the other 144? They're grinding to try to pay their bills. They're working, they got a job and they act part-time because they can't afford to sit around. Now, where that leave us right now? This leads us into a whole different conversation. And the reason why is because this conversation is dedicated exclusively to this same issue today. A lot of people think because I moved to the suburbs, I'm rich. And that terminology normally goes on in the city. When you come from the city and you move out to the suburbs, the people who still in the city assume that you must be rich. You're living the life. You're doing everything that we wanted to do. It's not true. It's so far from the truth. Because they know me and they was like, wait a minute, you live in the birds? You ain't rich? I'm like, no. You believe I'm rich for some reason. And some people who barely know me think I'm rich. I got a chain of white girls. Because I'm rich. That's what we do. And it's like, no, that's not, it's an illusion. You just, because I'm like, if I was to live over in Inglewood right now, I might can get a crib for a very cheap amount, and I might live a rich looking life there. But here, I'm like average. It's just like Monopoly. Like right now, if you over there in the hood of Inglewood, you on Baltic Ave. You over there on Baltic, okay? And you trying to get over to Connecticut Place and then move on over to the other side. I started on Baltic Ave too. I just happen to be on Illinois Avenue right now. So I was on Baltic. I went to Connecticut. I went through St. Charles Place. Went through New York Avenue. I just happen to be right now on Illinois Avenue. But I'm not complacent with staying on Illinois Avenue. I want to go around the board. I want to get the boardwalk. You know, that's the goal. Some people are happy just staying on Baltic Ave. And they see you over there on Illinois Avenue and think you must got rich to get there. No. I just went to work to get there. Which brings me to my point. Helping people from the hood. Man, you supposed to help the brothers in the hood. What about the people in the hood to help the brothers? Oh, I help the brothers. I'm at work, right? And all of a sudden, the brothers are like, man, when you gonna look out for us? Like you looking out for everybody else. I see you looking good. What about everybody else, though? Help the brothers out. Help us out get a job. I said, you know what? You want a job? Cool. Come to my job. Get the application. Fill it out. And you can get a job. You know what they said? Oh, this is too much work. It's too much work? What do you mean it's too much work? Oh, this is too much work, man. That's a long way. Am I going to ride with you out there? No. We ain't going to be working the same shift. I don't know what shift you might work. But if you feel that you want a job, you're going to have to make the sacrifices to go and make it at work on time. They have a point system. If you get 10 points within a year, you are terminated. 7 points means that you are suspended. Every time you are late, that is a half a point. Meaning that you're supposed to start at 3:30 p.m. If it's 3:31, you are late. So don't be late. If you miss a whole day, that is a whole point. You better have an excuse, or you might have told someone in advance that you might be late the next day. That's the only way you could avoid getting points. It has to be approved before the actual day. You can't just wait till that date and call off work. You're going to get a whole point off. So it's a strict point system. Now, I explain all this to people and I say, do you still want to work here? You know these are the rules. Now, do you still want to work here? Yes, you do. I know what? I will bring you the application myself so you don't have to drive all the way out. But when they call you, be ready. So I put in a recommendation for 2 people. Come on over to start work. They fill out the application. Next thing you know, they like, man, I didn't know they drug tests up here. But you thought they would. Why wouldn't they drug test? This is a professional job. You finna get great salary coming through the door. Of course they gonna drug test you. So why would you be concerned about the drug test? You can't stop doing drugs to get your life on track, but you want to get out the hood? That's not my fault. I got you the letter of recommendation, and what you do is make brothers look bad. So all of a sudden, one guy fails the drug test completely. So he didn't know. He thought because he took some golden seal tea, it was going to pass. It did not. So he failed. The other guy, oh, he was slick. He poured bleach in his, and they were like, this doesn't even come out right. It came out as indecisive. He passed the drug test, but he would have to be a dead man because the temperature was so low and so cold. It's like this person would have to be a corpse. And then he put bleach in it, so it was like, I don't know what this is, but no, we're not going to accept him. So they come to me and was like, hey, what's up with all the guys you bringing us and you recommending us? Like, they can't get past the drug test. Their profile was fine, but they can't get past a drug test. But that's supposed to be my fault. I'm not looking out for the brothers. So all of a sudden, here it comes. We got another one. Wants to work at my job. And I said, look, are you sure, man? Because I already know you. And I know you very well. And I don't know, you don't own a car. How are you going to get back and forth to work? Oh, so-and-so said they're going to drop me off all the time. I got a ride. I just need a job. I'm like, all right. He got up there. He passed the drug test. He goes through the interview process. He gets hired. And they was like, I'm like, finally, okay, he stood up. So he gets there and he's like, man, I thought I was going to be working with you. I'm like, no, you working on this guy's shift. That's where they need you. My shift, they don't need you. So they need you on this shift. I'm like, you get paid more for working this shift than I did on my shift. You're getting paid more. So just get your money from working this third shift or whatever. You ain't got nothing else to do. So he gets his check and was like, man, it's rough, man. You know, I had to stand up all day. I had to stand up all day. They got other people in there sitting down. I'm like, that's their job. They're working a machine. They got you doing something. You're in a training program right now. Do you have any certifications for any machinery? No. So they're not going to put you on the machinery over there. You want to go to school, get some certs, come back, and then make your position for over there. Get trained. Get your CNC license or whatever and go for it. But other than that, don't sit around and complain. So after a couple of weeks, he gets some checks under his belt. And now he's complaining. He thinks he should get more money. Now this is cool, man, but they took a lot of my taxes, man. I'm like, that's what they supposed to do. Man, my check got killed with that. And I got to stand all this time. I'm like, that's more money than you had before you came here. Before you were just sitting around the house. How much money you had when you were sitting around the house? Nothing. No money coming in. No income. All you do is sitting around the house waiting on somebody to come through so you can kick it with them and hopefully they can buy you something. Is that the way you want to live? No. That's why you came here to get your own money. So now you're getting your own money. Build yourself up. You only been here a month. So you just got started. Build yourself up. Get to another position. Make more money. That's how it works. You got to start at something before you move forward. What happened? He goes in there and I say, you know what? I'll talk to your boss for you. See if they can give you some of that overtime. You get time and a half. And that way, the whole day is overtime. You scheduled overtime every week. That was the beauty of the job. You already scheduled 45 a week. I said, well, let me go talk to him for you. I said, well, can you get this man Saturday, give him time and a half if he want to come in? He was like, yeah, sure. He's like, he cool, he works, you know. If he wants to do it, yeah, sure. I was like, do you want the overtime time and a half? Come in on that extra day for a half a day? Yeah, man, I'll do it. You know, I want that money, man. I'll get it. All right. So, on Saturday, the time and a half day, he comes in smashed because he got his paycheck the day before. So, he goes out and kicks it all night. And I hit him up like, don't forget, you have to go to work tomorrow. Man, I don't think I could go, man, because I've been partying. It's too late. You already signed up for it. You got to go now. So it's on you because I'm working my time and a half. So when I get off, you coming in. So when I get off, he comes through the door. He comes through the door, man, smelling like a straight fifth. Like, hey, man, no, I'm good, man. I barely had a drink tonight. I said, dude, I know you drunk. Listen, all you got to do, you cool, because you know how to do your job. Stay in the back, do your job. Water's not going to come out here and talk to you at all. He just gonna be like, make sure you working. That's all he doing. He gonna stay in the office all night. Walt don't come out the office. You good. So you'll be able to get by tonight. Just do your job. You already got your assignments there. Do that for the half a day and you good. Because you ain't going to finish that one anyway. It's just going to take you to the half of the day. You good. Do that. Then go home and get some rest. Don't talk to people. Just do your job. So I'll leave. I give them all this advice and I leave. I come back to work the very next business day. That Monday, it was all about my boy. What's wrong with your boy? I'm like, what happened? He didn't tell you what happened? I'm like, no, he got fired. I'm like, fired? He's like, yeah. He's like, first, he comes in there, right? He's working. And then the person that was working with him, she's like, I knew he was kind of drunk. Because he was like, come over here. Let me talk to you for a minute. How long you been here? I'm like, broke rule number 1. Don't talk to nobody. I told him, don't talk to nobody. Then he comes out the office. I mean, he goes over there and why they get to sit down and we got to stand up? That don't make no sense. We should get a chair. So Walt come by to make sure everybody doing their job. He talking to the girl. While he over there working, he barely working because he talking with her. So Walt's like, hey, come on, guys. Let's go. And he was like, hey, let me talk to you for a minute. Rule number 2, stay away from the boss. Let Walt go back in his office. This is the guy you don't need to be talking to. You drunk. He comes right over there. He signals the boss over there. Why they get to sit down and I gotta stand up all day? He's like, this is the job you signed up for. This is what we hired you to do. Over here, but yeah, can I get a chair like them? He was, no. Everybody else over here is standing up. Yeah, but we can all get chairs, can we? I want to do what they doing then. He said, are you drunk? And he was like, no, I had a couple of drinks. Like, come in my office, man. He's like, look, I can't have you in here drunk. But I'm not, I just had a couple of drinks, man, because it was the weekend, but I ain't. He was, look, I'm going to have a cab come and take you home, and I'm going to let the office make a decision. But I can't have you in here like this. So they sent him home. So Walt came and apologized to me like, man, I'm sorry, man. I had to let your friend go, man. He was in here drunk. And I'm like, do what you had to do, man. Next thing you know, I didn't get no call from him because he knew not to call me. Next thing you know, I call him. I'm like, so you got fired. Man, they tripping, man. I'm going to sue them. Sue them? Yeah, how he just going to say I'm drunk? He ain't took no test. He ain't doing that. I'm like, you admit it. When he said you drunk, you like, yeah, I've been drinking tonight. Yeah, but that don't mean I'm drunk. You are not supposed to admit you've been drinking while you're working on the job. What is wrong with you? Oh, I don't understand. And then they say, you got to help the brothers. I'm like, I've helped the brothers. The brothers don't help me. That's the problem. I'm like, my goodness. Now everybody, I'm like, you just set the bar back. All of y'all don't realize the stuff y'all do, it affects the next 50 to 60 to 70 other brothers that come up there to try to get a job. They gonna say, oh, here we go. The drug test probably ain't gonna be right. Oh, he gonna be drunk. He's gonna be on drugs. They already have this negative stigma on us because you guys give it to them. Stop being the problem. If you stop being the problem, then we wouldn't have this stigma. Don't you get it? It's both sides have to work out. You can't do stupid stuff and then when you get judged for doing stupid stuff, hey, you can't judge me for being stupid. Yeah, they can. And they're going to say, see? And then they're going to judge all of us based on the actions of the few. That's how it always goes. You are already behind the 8 ball because of your color. So you know, if you want to do the job right, do it right. Be the one that breaks the mold and sets the example that's saying, I can do the job, period. Period. I'm here to work. I'm here to do my job. That's it. Every time I've said, hey, let me help the brothers out. Let me help the brothers out. The brothers have scorned me by screwing up on the job. Then they come to me and saying, you're the only one that can make it. Why is that? Why is that? Am I special? No. I'm no special than anybody else from anywhere else. I came up in the Robert Taylor Homes, 4101 South Federal, Chicago, Illinois, 60609. Went to Hardigan. So that tells you right there, I came from the bottom. But you know what? We never settled. We never said, we knew the game and said, okay, that's the rules. That's the game. And they're going to have to prove it to me. But I'm not going to defeat myself coming through the door. And so they can have a reason to say, well, you're drunk. Well, you're on drugs. And what I'm going to say, but that's beside the point. No, you don't defeat yourself. If you're going to play the game and you want to beat them at their own game and you want to succeed and you want to do something, you got to make sacrifices. You got to make commitments. And you got to take responsibilities for yourself. And stop looking for everybody to give you. If somebody was nice enough to give you a hand and get you out, be the example and thank them that way. Saying, you know what? I'm going to make you proud that you picked me and you said giving me a shot. I'm going to make you look good because I'm not finna screw up myself. I'm going to do good by myself. That makes me feel good if somebody I recommended for a job come in and do good. That way they got their family, they taking care of their kids, they doing nice, he's moving up, doing good things, getting houses, cars. That stuff is empowering. Be the example. And that's it. So that's this hood story is all about. And that's why I didn't make no video talking about the Campbells. Because we got too many people already, like BET and all these networks that wanted to bash them and knock them in the ground because they didn't play ball with a lot of them, with like TMZ and all these other social media sites. So I gave them a break. And I said, this is the example I wanted to show because no matter, just because you see people on TV, just because you see people on YouTube doing stuff, don't mean we rich. If you in there, you just got more bills. Just high cost of bills. And you just spend more money to pay more bills. That's all it is. Nobody's rich. It's just work. Now, Brad Pitt and all those guys, those are celebrities. Okay, Will Smith, that's celebrity. Those guys are in a whole different bracket than just actors. And you might see a lot of actors on TV a lot and on shows. They have to work and keep hustling to keep that goal going. If they don't, they stop hustling, it stops. They don't know when their next check might come, so they might have to live off that money for a while. So they have to save it and put it in the bank and stuff. But I'm trying to tell you, from watching, I had to learn that myself because I was, from the hood. You think you see somebody on TV, they made it. They rich. Shoot, they got an apartment. They got a roommate. Like Nick Cannon and Keenan was roommates. They had this house they shared, like this townhouse. They had to share the house, to split the bills until they, made it. But that's what I'm saying. They had to come together. It was work. So the young actors, they all know, how it works and everything else. But for the general public, I just wanted to help y'all out there. Follow the playlist, Karceno Hood Stories, album versus album. I'm glad y'all appreciated the Run DMC Beastie Boys one better than you did the Tupac LL. And we got more albums versus albums coming. Some gonna shock you. You don't even know about them. And what else? The hip hop beef videos. And we got the sports beef, comedy beef. And I'm out.